Hello friends, this is Dr. Sudhanshu Sharma from School of Computers and Information Sciences, and today's session will be discussing about the spreadsheet concepts, and this is part 2 of the same session, that is the continuation of part 1. So the objectives of today's session that we will be discussing about the comments and how to name the cells and the ranges, and we will be discussing about the addressing types and the charts also. We will be also discussing about how to hide and unhide the spreadsheets, and let's see how much you enjoy this session. I hope the content present in this session will help you to understand the concepts and you will be able to apply them well. The first and the foremost concept is the cell comments. Generally, we develop the spreadsheets for our comfort, but many a times we forgot to understand that which cell is meant for which purpose, what is the purpose of that particular formula, or we want to have interactivity with the our worksheet, so we need to incorporate the comments in the cell. So there are different ways to incorporate comments into the cell, that you can select a cell, just right click the button by after selecting the cell, and you can select the option of writing the new comment or insert comment, and then you can incorporate the comment. So after inserting the comment, a red type of triangle will appear at one of the corners of the cell, and the moment you put your mouse on that cell, firstly the comment will appear, and this comment will actually educate you that what that cell is all about. Secondly, you can also go into the review tab of at the ribbon, and you can select the new comment option in the comment groups, and thereafter you can incorporate the comment for that particular cell, and thereafter one triangle, a red small triangle appears at the corner of the cell, and by moving your cursor onto that cell, the comments will pop up and you will be learning about what the cell is all about. So this is quite helpful when you are developing interactive worksheets, when you want to know that what that's a particular, say you want to calculate the sales tax or income tax or GI, any type of taxation, any type of calculation you want to have interactive with. So this will help you out. Now thereafter we can have one more important concept is there, that is the naming of cells and ranges. We had discussed in our earlier session that every cell has got an address in worksheet. Likewise, the rows are numbered in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, and columns are marked as A, B, C, D and so the intersection of the two is actually the address of that cell. That is, if I use A1, that is first column and first row. If I use the address B2, that is second column and second row. So composition of numerics and alphabets relates to the addressing. But many a times when we are writing a formula, it is quite difficult to understand. Say if I write equal to sum, in the parentheses I pass on the range C5 colon C12. But this range of cells from C5 to C12 is actually reflecting the sales of Q2 of any company. Then the readability of the formula will improve if I can rename if I can name the range C5 to C12 as Q2 sales. So by naming the range or by naming a particular cell, it is quite comfortable to understand that what that formula is all about. So naming cells and ranges are very useful in developing worksheets. So what is the process to develop a naming cell or a range? That you can select a cell or a cell range, and you can collect them in a non-contiguous cells also. That means you can press control button and you can randomly select different cells. You can go for the formula tab, and there the option of define name is available. When you click on the define name option, a dialog box appears, and in that dialog box you can name the range or name the particular cell and click OK, and that range or that particular cell will be now called by that particular name. Say I select the range C5 to C12 and I go to the formula tab and select the define name option, and within that define name option I choose the name as Q2 QTR2 sales. Then that range, that is C5:C12, will be now called with the QTR2 sales. And if I want to have the sum of this range, then I can simply write the formula equal to sum, in the parentheses I can pass QTR2 sales, and it is not mandatory to pass on the range, that is C2:C12. So the same result will be returned. So this mechanism is quite useful and frequently used. Now one more thing is that you should know that what are different type of addressing. We discussed in our earlier session that we are having relative addressing and we are having the absolute addressing. Actually, an address is a reference to a cell, and we, in an Excel worksheet, we are having 16,384 rows and 256 columns. That means this much amount of data can be stored, this much amount of cells are available in one worksheet, and each cell has got an address in terms of composition of rows and columns. So if I write a formula, if I am having some data at the location A1 and B1, and I want the result in C1, and the result in C1 I write the formula equal to A1 plus B1, and I copy the formula in other cells, then automatically the cell reference will change from A1 B1 to A2 B2 A3 B3 and so on. That means in C1 C2 C3 I will be having the sum of A1 B1 A2 B2 A3 B3 and so on. That means relatively automatically the address of the cells is changing. But many a times it is required that we need to stick to one particular location. The moment we copy the formula from one position of the worksheet to another position, we want that same cell should be referred. At that point of time, we are supposed to work with the absolute reference. So in absolute cell reference, the formula always refers to the same cell or a cell range used in it. So and the typical symbol which is used in absolute addressing is the dollar sign. So if I use a $A1, that means the column is freeze, the column will not be changed. And if I use $1, that means the row is freezed, that is row is freezed to 1, first row is freezed and the column values may change. But if I want to freeze both rows and column, then I am supposed to prefix the row component and column component with the dollar. That means the formula now should be $A1. So the A1 component is freezed. The position of A1 component is freeze. If I copy this reference to multiple cells or at all instances, $A1, that is A1 will be referred. It will not be changed to A2, A3, A4 and so on. So that means if I write the formula in C1 as equal to $A1 plus $B1, and I copy the value into the multiple cells as C2, C3, C4, then in all the cells the copied value will be $A1 plus $B1. So that means the sum of A1 and B1 is only reflected. But if I don't use the dollar symbol, that is I am not going for the absolute addressing, if I copy the formula C1 equal to A1 plus B1 and I copy this formula into the multiple cells C2, C3, then automatically the cell reference will change and we will be having the results of A2 plus B2 and A3 plus B3, and this will be the relative addressing. So this is you can experiment this by copying say number 1 to 10 in a row and number 1 to 10 in a columns. Then you multiply 1 with 1. So that means you need to have write the table of 10. So up to 10, say firstly you need to write the table of 1 and then 2 and then 3 and 4 and so on up to 10. So if you copy the formula in the cells, say equal to A2 into B2, then this formula is copied into the multiple sheets. You will find that enormously large numbers will be reflected and that will be out of the scope of the Excel, will be reflected if you are not using the absolute addressing. So you are supposed to compose the absolute addressing mechanism, the formulas, so as to get the results in the manner tabulated for the output of the table of say 10. Say 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, or 3 into 2 is 6, and so forth. Then in order to have the appropriate results, you are supposed to formulate the absolute addressing formula and you will get the results. Now, many times it is required to link the multiple worksheets. When you are working with multiple worksheets, the linking of worksheets is required. Say you want to have the results calculated in worksheet, say sheet 2 into sheet 3. Then you can call those results from sheet 2 to sheet 3 by just simply suffixing the sheet name with the exclamation sign and relating to the cell address of that particular sheet. Likewise, if I want to add, say I am in sheet 4, and in sheet 4 I require the component of sheet 3, cell A3 component of sheet 3, then I will write the formula equal to A1 plus sheet 3 exclamation sign A3. Now what will happen, that the formula will add the values of content stored in A1 with the content stored in A3 of sheet 3. So that means you can work with two sheets altogether by using this mechanism, and this is referred as linking of worksheets. Now, organization of charts and graphs are actually the very important component of any spreadsheet software, because merely having the data will not give you the idea what are the trends available, whether it is declining or elevating or fluctuating, or if you want to go for any analysis, you need to have understanding of graphs and charts. So Excel helps in developing multiple type of graphs and charts. So you can directly go into the insert tab, and in the insert tab the charts option are available. When you opt for others option in the charts tab, you will find a variety of charts are available over there. You are going to see bar charts, you are going to see scatter plots, line charts, area charts, radars, and different type of charts. We will be discussing about that, under which situation which type of chart is good to handle the data in our subsequent sessions. But as of now, the column charts are say you are having say product A, B, C, D and E, and their sales are being recorded for respective years, say from span 2013 to 2017, and you want to find that which product performed well in say particular year, say 2014 or say 2013. So to analyze the performance in a particular year or in all the years altogether, you can refer to the different type of charts. As of here, we had referred to the column chart, and the performance of the products are reflected in respective years. But you opt for a pie chart, then for multiple years one pie chart cannot be drawn. So pie chart is to be drawn for each year separately. So there is limitation for each graph and chart, but in the column chart you can directly plot the monitor the performance of the product in the respective years. Thereafter, the lines also tell you about the trends. So line charts also say when the performance of the particular product was elevating, when it is declining, when the things have gone to a threshold or fluctuations had happened in particular year. You can also go for it by the line charts. So as it is already discussed, that pie chart has got the limitations that you cannot draw the pie chart for multiple years altogether into the same pie chart. You need to draw the pie charts for separate years separately, and then you can analyze that what is the actual trend, what is the data impact of in a particular year. So you can go for it in the pie charts. So there are the situations when we are requiring multiple worksheets. So when we are working with multiple worksheets, many a times you don't want that sheet should be called as sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You want them that the sheet should be named by say HRA, DA or tax or what GST or whatever you want. You want to rename the sheets as per the work you want to do it. You want to add more worksheets or delete. You want to multiple group the worksheets all together. So grouping of the worksheets is also very important concept. We will discuss this, that what is the importance of this concept when we are going to discuss the grouping and ungrouping of the worksheets. So first and the foremost is the renaming. So to rename a worksheet, you are supposed to go onto the you select the worksheet, just right click, and the moment you right click, you will see the rename option appears, and you select the rename option, and the sheet name will be highlighted, and you can change the name as per your requirement. Secondly, you can go on to the format command at the home tab, and the format section, when you select the format section, a pop-up window appears, and in this menu bar, in this menu, you can select the rename sheet option, and then you can rename the sheet, and the sheet name will be changed accordingly. So grouping of the sheets is also very important concept, because many a times you want that whatever correction you do in one worksheet should also be reflected in the other worksheet. Say you are having 10 employees, and they are of say same cadre, and you want that whatever correction you made in one worksheet, the same correction should be reflected in all other worksheets. So at that point of time, you need to group the worksheets. So the grouping of worksheets can be contiguous worksheets can be grouped, and you can group the non-contiguous worksheet. That means you can entirely select say sheet 1 to 10 all together, and you can group all together. That is a contiguous grouping. And for non-contiguous grouping, that means you want to reflect the correction in say sheet 1, sheet 3, sheet 4 and sheet 7 only. Then you can select them specifically and group them all together. So for contiguous grouping, you are supposed to click on the first worksheet and press the shift key, and while holding the shift key, you just select the last worksheet up to which you want grouping. The moment you select the last worksheet, you release the shift key, and you will find that the color of the grouped sheets is changed, and this indicates that those sheets are grouped. Now secondly, when you want to group for the non-contiguous worksheet, then what you can do, that you select the sheet first worksheet which you want to group under the non-contiguous worksheet grouping. Then press Ctrl key. Keeping the Ctrl key pressed, you select all other worksheets which you want to group in a non-contiguous manner, and then release the Ctrl key, and you will find that color of all those selected keys of selected worksheet changes, and this means that those sheets are grouped. Now thereafter, many a times you want that you need to ungroup the worksheet, then you just select the group sheets and just right click, and you can just select the option ungroup sheets, and those sheets will be ungrouped. Now thereafter, one important topic is that hiding and unhiding of the worksheets. The two options are available. There are two mechanisms, two ways you can hide a worksheet. First is that you select a worksheet and just right click, and just right click you can select the option to hide, and the moment you select hide option, the worksheet will hide it. Apart from this, you can go into the format button and at the home tab, and select the hide and unhide option available under the visibility in the menu, and you under the hide sheet option, there is one option, that is hide and unhide. The moment you select the hide and unhide option, you can go for the hide a sheet or hide workbook, and also other options are available. Accordingly, as per your requirements, you can select it and the action will be performed. So I think after understanding these topics, you are able to handle the worksheets and workbook in a much efficient manner, and you will be able to work with spreadsheets in much efficient and effective manner. And the session, I hope the content delivered you enjoyed in this session. Thank you very much. So friends, in this session we discussed about cell comments, and we had also discussed about naming cells and ranges. We had also discussed about different type of addressing, that is relative addressing and absolute addressing, and we had also discussed about how to link the multiple worksheets. We learned about the different type of charts and how the chart options are to be activated and what is the relevance of different type of charts. And in order to work with multiple worksheets, we learned how to name a worksheet, how to do the grouping of the contiguous and non-contiguous worksheets, and after that we had also learned about the hiding and unhiding mechanism, and we also learned about how to protect our workbook and the worksheets. Thereafter we also learned how to work with the help menu in the Excel and how to take maximum benefit by using the help menu. By after going through this session, I hope you will be in the better position to work with the different options, and you will be able to fully utilize the various mechanisms available in Excel. Thank you very much.